investigation. This one is basically we're looking at the Kalergi plan, the practical idealismus in this one. We just started with this because obviously the Kalergi plans are doing EU. Right? So you have the European Parliament Strasbourg Tower. It's 60 meters high for the hex. Right? So it's like the Jews at the top idea of the hex. Right? And intentionally left unfinished on one side. Carries heavy symbolism oriented eastwards, which is Masonic, and they do that Cain and Abel thing. Right? Much cooler than that, of course, right? Cain and Abel, including Abel becoming the Bella, right? Abel Bella, which is white, right? And Cain the Eastern, the Eastern man type idea, who killed Abel, right? And left unfinished on one side, which means the ones left behind, like the again, like biblical passage, where it was left in the field, two are in a field, right? One left behind. Again, it's like a Cain and Abel, referencing Cain and Abel. This is the day with these biblical codes, right? One will be taken, the one left behind. Occurs a couple of times. Two men in the field, right? So you've got two women in green and a handmill, and you've got the two men in the field. And it's basically a day with their trans program, a Jewish trans program, where one is taken up as a trans, right? And another is left behind to die, basically, right? So again, Hex, 2-4, and the 4-4 is the Janus, right? So obviously, so when they built that Tower of the EU Parliament building, right, it's based on it's based on all this stuff. As you see there, two men in the field. Again, it's just trans program stuff, like trans program stuff, the transes that have been taken and the other ones, the natural people left behind to sort of die or whatever, right? So it's all evil stuff, as we know. Here's this Practical Idealismus, which is the Kalergi book, right? And translates as Practical Idealism, which you can read on this here, right? You can read the actual book. And obviously when they did this conspiratorial idea about the Kalergi plan, it's just basically taking a very small part from this book, right? And they're sort of condensing it into a little, like a little sound bite or something, right? But there's a lot more to these ideas that are in this Practical Idealism than just this, right? So as you see here, when you type in the Practical Idealism, you get the Kalergi book straight away. But there's also another thing here, which is the Practical Idealism used by John Dewey, right? And adopted by Mahatma Gandhi, right? So this is like an Indian thing, right? And the Practical Idealism idea becomes a sort of spiritual practices or something, right? Idealism is related to Plato and all these, right? And the Practical Idealism is related to Gandhi and Indian philosophies, right? So you see here, philosophy adheres to an ethical imperative to implement ideals of virtue or good, right? And if you read some of that book by the Kalergi, right, it's not about, it's not just about a sort of extinction of white race idea, right? It's about the same thing. It's about what it refers to in that is a spiritual aristocracy, right? In that book. So it's something a bit different, to just being a sort of very narrow type of idea of this is the plan to extinct the white race, right? There's a lot more to it than that. and it's basically coming from all these type of Eastern spiritual and philosophical ideas, really. This is talking about George Orwell, a man who was born in India, right? And deception, intimidation, and coercion. So this is considered to be practical idealism, using deception, intimidation, and coercion. So this is very funny stuff, and a lot of codes in it. See there, practical idealism advocated by United States Secretary Condoleezza Rice. So there's a lot more to this practical idealism than just a sort of racist conspiracy theory or something, which is obviously the way that they publicise it and tell you about it. Really. A lot more to it. You're talking about something which is used by the political class and the ruling class and all this. This practical idealism. So it's not contributable to just one bloke, like this Mr. Kalergi or whatever, which is what they try and make on, Practical idealist, it's basically running through the entire, historical and philosophical sort of background and all this. So it's a big idea to these people, and as they see themselves as the spiritual aristocracy, which is mentioned in that book. And they see themselves as the sort of moral, the moral priesthood or something, who are actually enforcing goodness and all this, you know what I mean? It's insane, Of course, Gandhi, So here's the book, right? The Kalergi book. And as you see, it's a lot more to it than just a sort of like a glib idea about a sort of racist conspiracy which they make on. It talks about all this stuff, new abilities of the intellect, new ability of the blood. And it talks about a spiritual aristocracy, right? Which basically, like people think of an aristocracy as it's just a bunch of rich people or something who have inherited these, posh houses and all this. But of course, these aristocracy are actually basically a priesthood, right? That basically a spiritual priesthood. And these aristocracy people are making decisions that affect countries, not government. Government is just like a pantomime thing, right? for the sort of proletariats, masses. It's these aristocracy families and houses, as they call them, that make the decisions. Right? So they are basically a spiritual aristocracy. What this is talking about in this book. Right? See this, the plague was the prophet of the spiritual aristocracy and socialist economy. Right? Practical idealism. So there's a lot more to this stuff than just obviously that, conspiracy idea. Here's the chapter headings, the chapter titles. So you see all the strange ideas in it, right? Romanticism of the future, dangers of technology, pacifism, Buddhist danger, very strange stuff, right? Crisis of the mobility. So it's like, this book's quite important to it, which is probably why we're publicising it as if it was in like a racist conspiracy book. So somebody to just be looked over, that's a lot of shit or whatever, you see what I mean? But of course, look at the stuff what's in it, it's probably very important to them in their implementations of what they're doing, Society and climate, all about the climate change and all this. Asia and Europe, like the George Orwell, Eurasia, Eurasia was the new continent or something. out of George Orwell's book. There's a lot of big ideas in this. Misery of Europe's masses, War as an anachronism. Hunting, hunting. Crazy. As you see here, Gandhi. There's a book of Gandhi in the Practical Idealism. So it was a big idea with the Gandhi, as much as it is with the Kalugi. So this is a big idea. And it could even be something to do with pi, pi, which is a life of pi type of thing, and all that could be something to do with that as well. Again, you're seeing an Indian idea, like the Ori aristocracy, the Aryan Indians idea, and all this. Again, spiritual aristocracy. It could be the Jews idea, and it could be the Indians as well. Europe led by a spiritual aristocracy, which is it's either the Jews or the Indians or like that, or both. That type of thing. This seems to be something to do with India as well. This Indian boy from Pondicherry, India. So it looks like it's all the same thing basically, which is a practical idealism. And pi 16 letter of the Greek alphabet, right? Like Plato. And after thing that the this ancient Greek idea is basically Indian. Right? It is Indian. Because obviously the Greek idea has to do with Alexander the Great and all that stuff, right? Which is to do with India. And it's 16, 1 and 6 for another 7. See what I mean? So again, the 7 could is to do with it. And of course, circumcision is one of the big things that would the trans program, circumcision. As you see here, the lower case and upper case now become like basically a double T, or like a TT, or a double 7, same type of thing. Always, the similar codes, 11 basically. They're all similar codes. What I'm thinking about this is we have the PI, basically getting a 19, right? You're getting a 19, which will be, like COVID-19, right? And if that's a case, right, your COVID-19 was about the practical idealism, and it was about this Kalugi European plan, right? EU, remember Kalugi's to do with the European Union, right? So you got the 7 Kurds in amongst the Richard Kalugi and all, 2-7, July 7 and 72, plenty of 7s about. And interestingly, in 7-11, turn upside down in 19, So, to me, the COVID-19 thing, obviously they're going on about the vaccination idea. It was more about the planning of the multiculturalism. It was more about that, and this practical idealism plan, which isn't just attributable to this one person. They put a face on it, but that's like a personality idea. The cult of personality. That's basically the European Union. Again, look at the similarity to the 7s and T's on this, the pi, So pi is definitely something to do with it. Practical idealism. And 19, practical idealism, 9/11.